Like there is such a thing as the illusion of being attracted, where some people manufacture it. That's what some rappers do. Some rappers buy women, literally, like they'll pay the models, get the jewelry. They could be broke as hell, but through the illusion that they have money and have women, all of a sudden they're gonna draw fans to them, right? Because they see other people want them. Understand this, man. It's really merely, it's imitative and competitive. That's what desirability is. Imitative and competitive. Not love, but desirability. Now, the next thing to become a priority and to be wanted more is to create an
like a boss.
people. So today we're going to be learning 3 different ways to be more prioritized, all right? And this strategy works on every single person that you meet. And these are some of the strategies that Stoics have taught for hundreds and thousands of years. So if you guys enjoy this, we're also having 50% off all of my courses, not the bundles, but all of my courses, using the coupon code Friday or coupon code Black. One of those two will get you those 50% off. This goes on until the 1st of January. And we're having 20% off all of our coaching calls using the coupon code Black or coupon code Friday by clicking on the description down below and going to Mind for Attraction. That's where you can use that coupon code, all right? So let's begin with the video. And I hope you guys enjoy while I'm closing the channel. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Let's begin. Begging for attention is something that a lot of us have been conditioned to do by people who have manipulated us into chasing, who have manipulated us into using us as their source of positive emotions. So today I'm going to teach you guys 2 different ways on how to attract attention rather than begging for attention. You're going to get whoever is the target of your attention to give you all the attention you need, because these strategies work. These strategies have been proven to work. A lot of people in the past, a lot of politicians, a lot of the most seductive people we have currently today are using these strategies, all right? And if you guys enjoy these types of strategies, click on the description down below and hit the like button and subscribe if you like this channel. And don't forget, we're having 50% off all of our courses, not the bundles, but the courses, using the coupon code Black, all right, or using the coupon code Friday or Black Friday together, right? So 50% off all of our courses, and by just clicking on the description down below, even my new courses, Emotional Mastery, and my new course, the Charisma Blueprint. All right, so click on the description down below, and also there's a 30-day money back guarantee. Okay, all right, so let's begin with the video. Listen up, man. There are 2 ways that you could bring attention to yourself without begging, because nothing's more anti-seductive and nothing pushes people away more than people who beg, people who have no pride and no self-esteem, right? And this is the thing, is that unfortunately, if you don't want to beg, you have to have pride. That's the most important thing. You have to have pride. You have to have some dignity to not stoop yourself that low where you start begging for somebody's attention. So outside of that, how do you get people to give you attention? Well, you have to understand what are people's main weaknesses, their vanity and their self-esteem, right? And what's the number one thing that's linked up with their vanity and their self-esteem? Their self-worth as a partner, right? It's one thing for somebody to be better than you at something, to be better than you at sports, to be better than you at cycling, and you could bear with that. Nothing is more unbearable than having it and then knowing that someone is more desirable than you, right? And so that's where most human weaknesses, including my weakness, lie. And that's why with other men, I'm more competitive about the women that I date. Why? Because it's competition, right? So the first one is competition. I'm gonna show you how to create that, right? That's when a woman puts me in a sexually competitive state, I start chasing more. But also when a woman is put in this position where she's competing, they start competing more. And in fact, just like basketball, and I've talked about it many times, just like basketball, when there's other people waiting to get next, like when you're playing basketball and there's other people waiting for the person to lose, people notice that when there's people waiting to take your place if you lose, the game becomes more intense, and especially if there's women, because when there's women, guys are not passing the ball. I'm just letting you know. So creating a competition. So let me show you guys how to do it. Now watch this video of this basketball player who did an experiment of men playing basketball with women and men playing basketball without women, to show you guys how there is and this also works with women. Like, it works with women too. How when they sense that there's female or competition of the opposite sex observing them, they put more effort, right? And the reason why that is
well, I wanted to see how guys perform with girls watching and without them watching. You know, see if things get a little bit more intense or whatnot. So to fully pull the social experiment off, we played one game regular, which is where these highlights right now you're seeing are from. And as you can see, it's there's no real intensity going on. It's a lot of lackadaisical defense. And again, just look at this. Like, where's the defense at here? But this is me going up to the girls saying, you guys booked the gym for the wrong time. For social experiment purposes, of course. And as you can see, the guys got excited early. As you can see, things are starting to get really tense now. The game is 10-11. The other team has game point.
Stop! Take him out the game! All that dribbling, let's go!
Create an aura of desire. You must make others compete for your attention. And once you hold back, it'll stir up the desire to possess you.
To turn your target's interest into something deeper, into desire, you must make them see you as a person whom others cherish and covet. Desire is both imitative, we like what others like, and competitive, we want to take away from others what they have. As children, we wanted to monopolize the attention of a parent, to draw it away from other siblings. This sense of rivalry pervades human desire, repeating throughout our lives. Make people compete for your attention. Make them see you as sought after by everyone else.
Okay, so people are generally okay with someone being more talented or wealthy than them. But the idea of someone being more desirable is completely unbearable, like I said. When a person's vanity is threatened, which is pretty much what most of us wear when it comes to dating, we're usually just dating with our vanity. We're usually just dating with our egos. Very rarely do people consciously date. Right? When our vanity is threatened, they can be manipulated into doing anything, even engaging in unconventional activities. Like it really does, right? Desirability, unfortunately, what you have to understand, desirability is a social construct that revolves around how much others desire an individual rather than what they say or do. That's why based on the country that you go, you are more attractive in certain countries compared to the other. If you go to a country where there's a bunch of black people and you're white, you're gonna look like the white guy from the prophecy. If you're a black guy and you go to a place that's all white, you're gonna every guy's daughter is gonna want to bang you to piss off the dad, right? So that's fucking racist. Right? So desire is both, what you have to understand is that desire is both imitative, which is what people imitate, and it's also competitive, right? It's not just imitative, it's also competitive. There's a competitive aspect to it as we strive to take away what others have. Just like when we were children, when we had a toy that nobody wanted, we didn't play with it. As soon as little fucking Bob the baby started playing with that toy, all of a sudden, I want that toy, right? So that's one thing you have to understand. It's a bunch of this desire has so much ego behind it, right? Why? Because competitive desire taps into people's primal weakness, their vanity and self-esteem. If I'm known as a seducer, for example, right? If I go up to a girl and she knows me as someone who gets a lot of women, then if she talks to me, she's gonna expect me to hit on her. But what happens if I don't hit on her? What happens if I don't try to quote unquote seduce her? Her vanity is gonna be hurt. She's gonna be like, "You're not gonna hit on me, dude. You hit on every girl. Why don't you hit on me? Why don't you try to seduce me? What, am I not good enough?" And all of a sudden, she's gonna try to win me over. That's just how that works. She's gonna try to, once she sees that I'm not chasing her and I'm known as somebody who pursues women and I'm not doing that, it's gonna hurt her ego. That's what you have to understand. People's self-esteem is not as high as you think they are, even including myself, right? You can also so one thing that you could do is put them in a sexually competitive state. Now, this is toxic, people. Okay, but I think this is something that naturally happens if you're honest with people. Why? Because everyone has access. Everyone has access, and everyone has a type that doesn't meet the standards of the person who you're meeting. In other words, you might like to date black guys. You might like to date black girls. I'm not judging what you like, right? But the point is that if you express your preferences, eventually you're gonna make the person feel insecure. That's just how that works. So one thing is, an example is talking that people have done that has caused me to feel this way is talking good about their exes. I know it's crazy, but it's true. Or even talking about like other men in her life, or with women. Women talks about the guys that she's dating, where in my case, it's my job, right? My job naturally just comes with the attention of women who need help in terms of the dating life. But some women who date me might see that, and it might create, and unfortunately for me, a sense of insecurity, right? But what that does also is that it puts a woman more competitive, because they could sense the presence of other people, right? So you could also compare them with someone who's different to them, someone who is known to be better than them, right? It's fucked up, but again, it's a competition. It's a competition, right? Unfortunately, that's what you guys have to understand. When it comes to the dating world and explaining it, when you explain the real dating world, the one who explains it never looks good. Because it just looks like you're unveiling a reality that's dark, and you're always going to be blamed for the unveilment of it. You know what I'm saying? So competition. It's comparing them to other people. Having friends is another way to do that, right? Unfortunately, what people have to understand is that having friends will also make your partners insecure.
Your admirers can be friends, or even suitors. Call it the harem effect. Pauline Bonaparte, sister of Napoleon, raised her value in men's eyes by always having a group of worshipful men around her at balls and parties. If she went for a walk, it was never with one man, always with 2 or 3. Perhaps these men were simply friends, or even just props and hangers-on. The sight of them was enough to suggest that she was prized and desired, a woman worth fighting over. Andy Warhol, too, surrounded himself with the most glamorous, interesting people he could find. To be part of his inner circle meant that you were desirable as well. By placing himself in the middle but keeping himself aloof from it all, he made everyone compete for his. He stirred people's desire to possess him by holding back.
Understand that people look more attractive in a group, right? By you having friends, one, you look more attractive, but also it shows that you have options. Having more friends always leads to more dating options in a larger dating pool, right? So those things you could do to create competition, right? Never hiding the people of the opposite sex in your life. Like, don't hide it. You don't have to talk about it, but don't hide it at the same time, right? People investigate. If you don't hide those people from your life, people will investigate, right? And by sheer competition, by them merely knowing that there's other people of the opposite sex in your life, that they're going to chase harder for you because of that. It's just human nature. So that's one thing, right? Creating competition. Why it's the most basic primal form, because we've all seen it. When you're competing for a job, I mean, when you see a group of people waiting for a restaurant, the more people there are, the more you want to go. The less people you see, the less you want to go. It's the scarcity principle. When you gravitate towards what's already there, it's like how particles gravitate towards where there's more particles. Not what that's called, but things usually just conglomerate in one spot. Women usually date the same men. Men usually want to date the same women, right? So people, if they see that there's gravity towards you, which what people have to understand is that you could create the illusion. That's a thing.
Preselection, in the context of attraction, refers to the phenomenon where individuals are perceived as more desirable by others due to being chosen or desired by other attractive individuals. It suggests that people are often attracted to those who are already seen as desirable or have potential suitors. The concept of preselection works for several reasons. Social proof. When we see others showing interest in someone, it serves as social proof that they possess desirable qualities. We tend to trust the judgment of others and consider someone attractive if they are already deemed attractive by others. Validation. The attention and interest from others act as a form of validation. If someone is desired by others, it suggests that they possess qualities that make them appealing. This validation can increase their attractiveness in the eyes of others. Competition. Pre-selection triggers a sense of competition among potential suitors. When we perceive someone as being desired by others, we may feel a heightened desire to win their attention and affection. This competition can create a perceived scarcity and increase the desirability of the person being preselected. confidence and charisma, individuals who are preselected often exude confidence and social skills.
Why is he Russian?
Their ability to attract others naturally makes them more charismatic and interesting. This charisma further enhances their overall appeal.
Oh, that is very interesting. I did not believe it. The AI became...
Like, there is such a thing as the illusion of being attractive, where some people manufacture it. That's what some rappers do. Some rappers buy women, literally, like they'll pay the models, get the jewelry. They could be broke as hell, but through the illusion that they have money and have women, all of a sudden they're gonna draw fans to them, right? Because they see other people want them. Understand this, man. It's really merely, it's imitative and competitive. That's what desirability is. Imitative and competitive. Not love, but desirability. Now, the next thing to become a priority and to be wanted more is to create an air of mystery. And let me show you how to do that, right? Creating an air of mystery can captivate people's attention and make them intrigued. So it could be that, an example, there's this painter who dresses like a monk, right? For example, like, you know those like monks that wear white robes, right? They wear white robes, and he's this white guy. I'm gonna put a photo of the guy. Anyway, so he dresses like that, and the first time I saw him, I was like, what the fuck? That's a weird artist. And then I saw his art, and his art was great. But what he wears, because most artists wear normal clothes, but because of what he wears, he looks like a spiritual person. It gives his whole aura mystery. And even on his Facebook page, before he shows a painting, there are two girls holding his paintings, and then they put like a white robe over it. And then the next day, they reveal the painting. So the first day they tease you, and then the next day they reveal the painting. So this guy revolves himself around an air of mystery, and a lot of people flock to his painting studio because of that, right? He's attractive in that regard, and as simple as an old 70-year-old man becomes more than that because there's an air of mystery behind him, right? And another thing is, mystery invites interpretation and makes people believe that there is something marvelous behind the veil, right? People always assume there's something greater behind the veil than what they already see. You know, that's just human nature. By holding back. So these are some of the ways you could create mystery. You're learning to hold back information about yourself, especially when you're first getting to know them. When you like someone, you naturally want to tell everything about yourself so that they could validate you. To create mystery, you hold back good things about yourself. So, for example, if somebody says they went to Italy, and I know I went to Italy, I don't just immediately say, hey, I went to Italy too. No, I let them talk about Italy. Ask them about it, what they liked about it. And then maybe an hour later, I just say, oh, by the way, I also went to Italy. You know, what does that say? What that says is that, okay, this guy, like, I get there's nothing wrong with not saying that you went to Italy, but it just creates what else haven't you told me? You know, like, why aren't you so eager to share those commonalities with me? It creates more mystery. So holding back information, even holding back your nonverbal cues, right? Where a lot of mafiosos, you'll notice they hold back their faces, right? Where even if they're mad or sad, they hold it back. Learning to control your face is one of the most important things when it comes to portraying mystery. Learning to control what you say, and learning to control what you show with your face and body. Staying silent is another way to show mystery. Silence is the most powerful way to show mystery. Uttering ambiguous phrases, right? For example, somebody asks me, Alexis, how do you meditate? I could explain to them for a whole minute the meditation process, or 5 minutes, right? Or I could just say it in a quick way and also sound profound. For example, I could just say, if you want to learn how to meditate, I'm gonna just tell you this, and I gotta go right now. You ready? Yes. Okay. Sit, feel, and breathe. That's all you got to do. All right? That's my advice. Sit, breathe, and feel. Just remember that for the rest of your life, and you'll be good, and you walk away. It's just that what's going to happen is that you are giving them raw material, right? You're giving them material. If anybody ponders on that deeply enough, it'll grow into the knowledge of what meditation is. They'll be like, okay, sit, breathe, and feel. They sit down, they breathe, they feel, and they sit. Or be still, breathe, and feel. Be still, breathe, and feel, right? They be still, they don't move, they breathe, and they feel. And from just that knowledge, they'll practice it, and from that, they're gaining more knowledge. So what they'll notice is that my little seed, my simple thing, created something big, right? And that's going to create more profundity. And so you got to find ways in your life that you could create that effect, right? So even when talking to people, find ways to talk without verbally talking, responding without verbally responding, saying something without saying it, or even trying to find the shortest word, the shortest explanation for something complex. These are things that you have to practice. And unfortunately, anyone who's considered mysterious, they practice this. They practice saying, putting things into simple words to sound profound, right? It's a practice. You can't fake it. Mystery is not something that comes instinctively. Some people do. I don't know. So holding back, uttering ambiguous phrases, acting inconsistent. So another way is, for example, acting inconsistent. You're happy all the time, but now today you don't want to cuddle. Now today you don't want to hug me. What's wrong? And then the person says, no, nothing wrong. I'm not in the mood to it. I don't know. Right. And I'll take the explanation, but then a part of me is going to be like, did I do something? Did I offend them? Did I say something? Did I do this? Did I do that? And you can see how that will get in my head, and that will make me think and try to do something to fix it, right? Because if I could blame myself, then that means I could fix it. And if I like you, I'm going to blame myself to that I could fix it. And so you're a puzzle now. Now I'm trying to figure you out. I thought I understood you, but now I don't. Right? And that's going to get more of your attention when you don't know. It's like if you know that you have cancer here, but then you don't know why you have this pain here and it keeps happening and doctors don't tell you, which one do you think is going to worry you more? Which one do you think is going to take up more of your attention? Not what you know, that's not the devil that you know, but the devil you don't know. That's going to give you more attention. So that's one thing. Holding back, acting inconsistent, you can emanate an aura of mystery. A mysterious person can make something mediocre appear incredible, like a con artist who talks about their methods without revealing the specifics, right? So they could be talking about how they turn water into gold, right? But they never show you how to do it. But a lot of people, if they make it sound mysterious, they could easily scam you. Right? A perfect example is NFT, right? NFTs were mysterious. A lot of people don't know what the fuck NFT is, and they still bought into it because NFT was mysterious. They said, no, it works. Look, you buy this, and then you own the digital copy, and like you own the digital copy, and they're like, that's how it works. Don't think about it too much. It's just look at them, they're buying it, and because there's mystery behind it, but also people are selling it, people just bought into that scam. Right? Or CryptoZoo, right? A lot of people buy into the things that they don't understand, right? And that's because we're just so gravitated towards mystery. Why do you think Scooby-Doo exists, right? Because they just love mystery. People love what they don't understand. Once they understand a book, they put it down. They go towards what they don't understand, right? So it's the same thing. Artists who can also create mystery by hiding their process or giving contradicting comments about their work. For example, one of the ways that Michelangelo created mystery with his paintings was that he told people that he never learned to sculpt, and he just learned to sculpt out of nothing, which was bullshit, but it worked, right? There was this female artist in the book Mastery by Robert Greene that she was making these big sculptures of metal. But she was a short little girl, and nobody ever saw her work. What they didn't know was that she would go into work early at night and do work and leave before people saw her, and people couldn't understand how she was making something so big, but she was never there. She created an air of mystery, right? Even athletes and celebrities, you didn't know much about their lives. You wanted to know about their lives, but you didn't know about their lives, and so they became more mysterious, and you respected them more. Nowadays, we know everything about the celebrities, and we sort of lose respect for them because we see that a bunch of them are just idiots. And so it's important to understand that the air of mystery to be seen as a playful thing rather than a lie or a deception, right? So when a comedian, when a magician is doing his tricks and talking about his tricks, you notice that they're not too serious. They have a smile in their face, and they never really tell you whether or not what they do is real. but they have a playful attitude to them, right? So even if somebody's trying to reveal your tricks, you don't take it too seriously. You don't get too angry. You don't personalize the mysterious persona that you're putting on. You see this mysterious persona as a mask. Understand that we are all wearing masks. Person is I think is Greek, is short for like a mask or something like that. But the point is, we are all wearing masks. You don't act the same way with your mom and dad than with your friends, right? So when it comes into the public light and into the dating world, at first you have to manufacture some mystery. You can't tell everything about the person, about yourself, right? A lot of people are like, oh, that sounds manipulative. Okay, then are you gonna tell them that? But the point is, there's some things that you keep to yourself. Are you gonna tell them that you're not gonna have kids on the first minute? No, you bring that up on the second date, third date, right? Or even first date. But the point is, you don't bring it up instantly. You could sense that you have to slowly open things up, right? You could, there's an instinct, there's an intuition behind that. So that's wearing a mask, right? You slowly show the mask, and you always present people with your public representative. So, and also make others compete for your attention. Don't commit too soon. That's another thing, right? When you're making somebody commit for your attention, don't commit to them completely. Don't tell them that you like them 100% completely. Always leave some doubt in their minds. Always let them know that, in the beginning at least, that you're doubtful about them, that you don't know, that you know that you haven't fully committed, that you need to know them more, that you sometimes lose interest, which is natural and healthy. And if you communicate that, that will naturally cause them to not feel too comfortable and work harder, right?
If you allow people to feel they possess you to any degree, you lose all power over them. By not committing your affections, they will only try harder to win you over. Stay aloof, and you gain the power that comes from their attention and frustrated desire. Play the virgin.
Because when you verbally express to someone that they already won you over, they're on to the next conquest, right? Never fully commit to them. Never really make them feel like they completely have you, and you'll notice that you'll have them chasing more. And once you fully commit to them, you'll notice that they appreciate your commitment more because they worked for it. Now, when you shouldn't do this is when there are times when seeking attention is not necessary or may offend those in authority. Like if you have a master, not a slave master, but like a boss, and you have an air of mystery and you have something that's spectacular, but that's gonna risk making him look bad or making yourself look better than him, I will keep it to myself. Being the center of attention also may not always be advantageous, such as when outshining the main performer on the mixtape, right? Like rappers, right? If you're a rapper and somebody invites you to do a rap song on their song, don't rap good, but don't rap so much better than them where people don't even like the main guy's art, right? Because then that guy's gonna resent you, or he may not even use your work, right? In other words, learn to shine without outshining those who are above you and who you depend on. And these are the ways that you get people to give you priority, right? Without completely seeking for attention, because when you do this, you will get attention. And last thing is, make sure that they depend on you. Make sure that this person needs you. Some people don't need you in their lives, right? And the way that you know that they don't need you is because what you have to offer is not their weakness. What you have to offer is not something that they need. Maybe they need emotional intimacy, and that's what you give them. Or maybe it's a job and they need somebody who's organized, and you are really organized and your boss is not organized and they depend on you, right? Having somebody depend on you is more powerful than somebody loving you when it comes to seeking attention. Because when somebody depends on you, they'll fire somebody they love because they depend on you. So you got to make sure that you have something that they completely need. And unfortunately, some people don't need you in their lives. And the way you know is because of the way they treat you and how little they look for you. So to know if somebody needs you in your life, you first have to step back and let them come to you. Let them show you they need you. Once they show you that they need you, then you're able to then apply more of these strategies. But unfortunately, some people are trying to get the love from people who don't need them. And that really fucks with their heads. That really messes with your self-esteem when you're pursuing someone who's not giving you back the same energy. Don't forget, Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindforattraction.org. And if you guys, we're doing 50 people. We're doing 20% off our coaching call this December because it's December, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be calling. Trust me. So that means even phone calls. That means email coaching, all of that. 20% off using the coupon code Friday on my website, or coupon code Black on my website. Black Friday, or you could use any combination. Black Friday, Friday, or Black, right? 20% off my coaching calls, okay? Anyways, I'll see you guys later, and take care, okay?